Good morning again. Welcome back to Monday, February 23rd, here in the Infinite Spark Collective. I already did the frequency directive reading for the general energy of the collective universe. And now I'm going to do the reading for the divine soul and heart of the collective. I've actually chosen 3 decks, and I'm going to choose 1 card each. We're going to start with The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. Oops. Wasn't expecting cards to drop out already. And then we're going to move on to, this looks like it might be an Alana Fairchild deck, but it's not. It's by Tony Carmen Salerno, Universal Love. Same type of idea, messages from the universe, unconditional love. And then something told me you might need one of these this week, because I'm going to do these every Monday. So this is going to carry you through the week. So whenever you're watching this, it applies. Just like the frequency directive, whichever one of them you watch on my playlist, it will apply to you. And if it doesn't, find a different one. Again, welcome to the Infant Spark Collective. My name is Kimberley. I'm your coach. I'm your teacher. I'm your mentor. I'm your guide through this, walking this path as a spiritual being in a human existence. Learning how to integrate, learning how to work with the energies, learning how to move in to your best version of yourself at that moment, because it's a constant evolvement, right? So let's start with the untethered soul. Who are you really? That's one thing I want you to remember. We're not human beings having a spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. And I'm going to cover some of this in the ebooks that I'm writing. I actually had to go through and review the one that I thought I just finished on karma and karmic relationships, but it's not long enough for me to use the publishing app that I purchased to do this. So I have to expand it. So not a problem. I'm going to do that. Working on that tomorrow, and then if I can get that finished tomorrow, I can set it aside as a completed copy, and we'll go from there. So I'm shuffling the deck. Aha. Something said stop. So I stopped shuffling. Oh. Experiencing energy. Sorry, the camera light is flickering off the card. Experiencing energy. Spiritual energy is what you're experiencing when you're enthused by something and all this high energy comes up inside of you. As I was saying, you're not a human being having a spiritual experience. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. So when you get all lit up, that's your soul speaking to you about, say you get all lit up about ideas, you get all lit up about whatever it is. That's your soul speaking to you. You need to stop right there, if it's possible, or at least make a mental note of it to see what your soul is really telling you. Because it's usually a message. When you get all excited, there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. And in the previous reading this morning, the frequency directive, it was all about your purpose, finding your purpose, finding your purpose. So, you know, obviously when you get that soul excitement, that spiritual energy, there's a reason you're excited. It might not be related to your purpose. It might be that your soul is saying there's something for here to understand from a spiritual perspective, something you need to learn, something that's going to expand you, grow your consciousness, evolve you into the next level of the better version of yourself. Because really, essentially, that phrase gets chucked around like, salad. Be the best version of yourself. We all have different identities. We're friends, we're roommates, we're partners, we're coworkers, we're bosses, we're whatever. And each of those identities, that's how you function as a human in this world. Okay? But your soul has no identity. You are all, but you are also nothing. You are that infinite spark of God that lives within you, having the experiences, these identities. And whenever someone says, become the best version of yourself, essentially, it's not like you merge them all together and poof, you're this perfect, wonderful, everything, you've got your shit together kind of life, right? You're the better version of that identity at that time, at that moment. And it's constantly evolving. So now we're just going to leave it as become the better version of yourself. Not the best, because the best is like you've reached it. You've reached the destination. There's no growth left. Not while you're here on earth. Constant evolvement. Constant looking at where can I be better? What can I be better at? Who can I be better at? Of whatever the case is. So let's have a look. And when I said that Tony Salerno's cards were very much like Alana Fairchild, this is Tony, by the way. Sort of the same principle. One card, a little long explanation, depending on the situation. But these, essentially, are like the Alana Fairchild decks, where they're meant to be messages of love from the universe. I think they're actually published by the same publisher. So, oh, hope you didn't hear my phone. Probably not, because these headphones that I use tend to block it out. It's because I want to be able to speak without an echo to you. Universe, I'm a clear channel for you. What messages do you have for my viewers, for my subscribers, for the members of the Infinite Spark Collective today? What do you have? And now the somatic therapy is going to come in real handy, because I said we were going to do that too. Inner child. Remember I said, here are the things that I'm going to teach you about. We're going to talk about twin flames and soulmates and soul relationships and soul family and spiritual growth and awakening and all that, but we're also going to talk about healing. And we're going to talk about doing the healing in conjunction with all the other things that you're going to learn and do to be the better version of yourself in that moment. Well, here's one right now. Inner healing. And just so in case, the back of the card, Tree of Life, Universal Love. So here we are with the inner child. And I believe So let me turn to and I turned right to it. Well, you can tell I've used this deck in this book before. Your inner child yearns for love and attention. Your inner child wants to have fun. So maybe it's time to stop taking things so seriously and listen to the message your inner child has for you. I live inside your heart, waiting patiently. I, the one you left behind. I have never left you, for through all your travels, your days and nights, I have been with you. Look back through the mists of time and the clouds of emotions, and you will see me. I'm here waiting, and in finding me, you will become whole again. This is about integration, by the way. In knowing me, you will know yourself better. Also, for we are one. I am the pure essence of you, before the world and all your conditioning took hold and reshaped you. I am the essence of your soul self, the guardian of your true self. Let us travel the rest of this path together. A whole world awaits us. A whole universe surrounds us with love. And all of this time resides within us. All of time unfolds before us. Let us shed light on darkness. Let us jump for joy. Let us be all things that we are through life's unfolding dream. Let love conquer all. Now, people have such a conditioning when it comes to the word love. We're talking about universal, unconditional love of spirit. And your inner child is, just like the description said, your inner child is that part of you that incarnated here, that has never been conditioned by your upbringing, your surroundings, the people in your life. But as you grew and as you became an adult, you let it happen. Now, of course, for the first 70 years of your life, from birth till you were about 7 or 8, it was all unconscious programming. It sunk into your subconscious because you were God when you came here. You didn't have amnesia when you came here. You were already being that infinite spark. Everything to you was new and fresh, and you were learning even before you could even speak a word. You were learning, and you were learning what your soul wanted you to learn. You were expressing your soul freely during those first few years of life. Your parents, your teachers, your older siblings, if you had them, uh, your relatives, your friends, your whomever, with all the things they told you, taught you, showed you, that you observed, your subconscious and your unconscious mind took it all in like a sponge. And now, when things happen in your life, when emotions come up, when you take life so seriously, and I'm guilty of that, been there, done that, you have to learn to stop suppressing that part of you that still understands that life is meant to be fun. And I don't mean going out and partying and all that stuff. Yes, there are times for when you have to be serious, and you have to be, you know, focused on things and do things. But you need time to pull back, and you need time to let that inner child out. The one who's curious, the one who always wants to learn, the one who freely expresses with no care about what anyone thinks. because you're just being you, right? The one who sees everything as I'm just playing here while I exist. Everything is fun, even when your adult conscious mind says, no, this is not fun. This is hard. I think you know what I'm saying, is that we all get stuck in these grooves, right? We all get stuck in the functionality of life. We channel ourselves into certain things, and we choose certain employments, we choose all that. And just to take a step back here, when I said that infinite spark of God lives in you, you asked to incarnate into this life. You sat with the divine source and said, I want to experience A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way through the alphabet. And the divine source said, okay. And you described what you wanted to explain, what you wanted to experience. And the divine source didn't tell you how you were going to experience it, except maybe in certain cases. But I'd say 99% of the time, the majority of things that come up as experiences, you asked for. Then there's ones that catch you right off guard. And you know what? I think those are actually the more important ones you need to pay attention to. That's the kind of experiences that make you stop and go, what am I supposed to be learning from this? What am I experiencing? And it's not so much it needs a why, because sometimes you can't give it a why, but you can give it a what am I meant to experience? What am I supposed to learn from this? And there's going to be times when experiences are just the sake of experience and there is no lesson to be learned. It just is an experience, and it was maybe just only meant to make you more aware of who you really are, right? So, somatic therapy, if you're not familiar, is about regulating your nervous system. And you can do that through deep breath work. You can do that through Qigong, such as the exercise called shaking the tree or swaying the tree. It depends. Swaying the tree is a little more gentle. Shaking the tree, you stand up basically in mountain pose, right? Your legs hip width apart, knees slightly bent, and you bounce up and down. Okay? And you don't think, all you do is you release. Okay? You don't have to name the emotion. You just, well, Taylor Swift's line, "Shake It Off," is going through my head. There you go. That's basically what you're doing. You're just kind of like, yep, whatever. Like, I don't need to carry this emotion, this whatever it is, and you shake it off. So, I have not used these cards before, but I plan to be using them in private readings when I start offering private readings, based on the three that um, I do every day here. Actually, maybe the four. I haven't quite figured that out yet. But when it comes to doing private healings, which I will be offering eventually, I will be doing, crystals and energy sprays to put the energy out in the universe and so forth for you when I do a healing for you. But then I'm going to pull a healing card, an emotional healing card, and I have 3 somatic therapy decks. So we will be dealing with that. So, as I said, I've never used these before. So, Let me see if there is anything that resonates with this reading so far. So far. Okay, I'm actually choosing two cards. Oh, not all the cards came out of the box, but that's okay. And we can actually probably find a way to combine these together. I chose sound meditation and letting go of the past. Because essentially that's what your inner child is telling you. When you sense that, you know, you're taking life too seriously and so forth, you need to really sort of observe what got you into that. So let's start with the sound meditation. Benefits. Sound meditation uses calming sounds like music or nature sounds to help center your mind and promote relaxation. By focusing on soothing auditory stimuli, it reduces anxiety, enhances mindfulness, and helps you stay present. This practice encourages a deep sense of peace, calming the nervous system, and promoting mental clarity. Suggested amount of time, 5 to 10 minutes. There is an affirmation here. I let the sound guide me into peace and mindfulness. Find a quiet place and play soft, calming music or nature sounds like rain or ocean waves. Close your eyes and focus entirely on the sound you hear, letting them become your only focus. Allow the sounds to wash over you, helping your mind settle and your body relax. Continue this for 5 to 10 minutes, letting the calming sound guide you into a state of peace and mindfulness. Letting go of the past. Benefits. Letting go of the past helps release emotional baggage, allowing you to free yourself from old wounds and patterns. This practice encourages emotional healing and creates space for growth, enabling you to fully embrace the present moment. By releasing what no longer serves you, you open yourself to a sense of peace and freedom. Suggested time, 5 minutes. I let go of the past and embrace the freedom of the present. Sit quietly on something from your past. Reflect on it that you're still holding on to. And as I mentioned, the cards were saying, stop taking life so seriously. What got you to that point? What got it? Was it survival mode? Was it, what was it? Look at that. Look at, and I'm not saying pick every single little detail and dwell on it. I mean, you'll take all day for that. Pick one. Focus on one main one. Maybe do a different one all week since I won't be doing this reading again till next Monday. Um, Sit quietly, reflecting on something from your past that you're still holding on to. Imagine placing a box in front of you, putting that in the box, and gently closing the lid. Let go of any attachment to this past experience, feeling the emotional weight lift from your body. Stay with the sensation of lightness and freedom as you embrace the present moment, accepting and letting go. Now, I have done that exercise, putting things in a box. What I do is I don't just put the lid on the box. Depending on what it is I'm looking to release, I either light the box on fire or I imagine or sorry, my tongue's not. Imagine a tornado coming along and sucking that box up, destroying it, and it floating off into the ether, never to return again. It's a wonderful exercise, but to me that wasn't fully complete because you can put things in a box all you want. Eventually you just start having piles of boxes in your mind, right? And your mind stays cluttered. You don't really let go of it just by putting the lid on the box. You have to destroy that box. Now, you could take this one step further. You could do the exercise and, like I said, destroy the box, suck it up into a vacuum cleaner, and then reverse and blow it out into the universe. Or you could, like I said, destroy it in a tornado, burn it with fire, have lightning strike it, whatever. Just get rid of the box. If you still feel like after you've come out of that exercise that it's still in your mind a little bit, and I know I get that way sometimes depending on what I'm trying to let go of, you can do a similar actual physical exercise. Get a piece of paper, scrap paper. It doesn't have to be out of a notebook or anything, just a scrap piece of paper that you happen to have. Maybe printed sheets that didn't print properly and you just saved them because you're going to use them. You're going to, write grocery lists on them or whatever. Write out what you're trying to let go of. And depending on where you live, if you live in an apartment or a shared space, don't do this in your room. Okay? Read it out. And you want to do this by yourself. But what you want to do is you want to physically get rid of that thought that you've written out, what you want to let go of. You can do one of three things. You can tear it up and throw it away and just say, I'm done with it. And when I say throw it away, go throw it in the main garbage of your house. Cover it with wet coffee grounds or, food scraps or whatever, right? If you have a barbecue, go burn it in the barbecue. If you have like a charcoal or a wood barbecue, right? Like an outside oven, okay? Or what you can do is you can get, and it's hard to write on toilet paper, I know, but you can get some toilet paper and you can write it out and you can flush it. Personally, I like burning it or I like throwing it in the garbage and throwing other stuff on top of it so it's just it essentially doesn't exist anymore and it's gone out with the garbage. The garbage in my head has gone out with the garbage, right? I find that incredibly helpful. So I want you to take the time today, even if it's for 5 minutes, and find something fun to do. Nurture that inner child. Put on some music and dance. Who cares who's watching, right? Dance like nobody's watching. Get a coloring book. Draw. Paint. Do a craft. I have a friend She's in the same age group that I'm in, and she actually goes to Walmart and she buys all those kid crafts, right? And she does those to nurture her inner child, right? Or sometimes what I like to do is I like to take foods that I used to love as a kid, like alphagetti or zoodles, or I'm in Canada, right? So we have alphagetti, we have zoodles, we have all that stuff, right? And I eat those. And I remember, how I used to love them as a kid. Or I buy kids cereal. I don't eat the cereal too much anymore. But or I buy my favorite cookies that I used to love when I was a kid, which really were Oreos. And those Oreo thins, if you can get those Oreo thins, they're amazing. It's like they don't, they're perfect, right? They didn't have those when I was a kid, but they have them now, and I love them now. Um, Treat yourself. Go get ice cream. Literally, go fly a kite. Go fly a kite. Go have some fun. Go swing on the swings if you live near a park, right? And the weather's good, of course. But I hope this reading has been helpful, and I hope you see what I'm offering you. And there's going to be more. I'll be back tomorrow on Tuesday with a frequency directive. That's the only reading for tomorrow. And I wish you a wonderful day. Please like, subscribe, like this video, subscribe to my channel, share the video. It's going to be on the playlist of all my daily readings. Feel free to, bookmark that playlist, because maybe the reading today didn't resonate with you. Go back and watch another reading. Maybe it will. And the same thing applies if the reading today that you're listening to, either the one that I did this morning or this one now, if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. It reaches who it needs to reach. So if you're resonating with any of these readings that I've done, you were meant to see it. If it doesn't resonate with you, then go check out my posts in the community. Go, look at one of my other readings. And when I have my materials and products ready for sale, you'll know. I'll make an announcement in the community post about my websites being up and stuff. And it's probably still going to take me another month or two. Just on a side note here, I've reached out to an organization here called Work BC that helps people for self-employment. And, you know, um, hopefully they'll help me out with getting the funding I need to start my website and stuff, get a separate computer so that I can, keep my personal computer life separate from my business life. Um, so that's really sort of my goal. Um, and essentially maybe upgrade some of this stuff. And whatever you've got going on today, just know that I'm with you. The universe is with you. Pay attention, be mindful. Welcome to the Infinite Spark Collective. Let this be your home. And I'll see you tomorrow.